Okay, well, welcome to Thankful Thursday or Thankful Tuesday. We're getting ready for Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. And welcome to our team. Welcome to our family on this Tuesday. We love to share our testimonies, and I received an incredible text message just a couple days ago. And so before I share about this technology, before we all come on and talk about what we're each grateful for, I wanted to have Veronica on here to tell us what has been happening for her and why she was so excited to share with our family. So, Veronica, take it.
Okay. I am here in Round Rock, Texas, and I've been utilizing this technology for about 4 weeks. Actually, today is week five, start of week five, and this has absolutely changed my life. I was on several medications for chronic severe pain for years. And after utilizing this new technology for just 2 weeks, the discomfort began to leave my body. I am now off gabapentin, meloxicam, and spironolactone. I was on these medications for maybe a couple of years, and I'm not taking them anymore. I feel fantastic. My sleep has improved. I'm sleeping through the night and I feel like I'm getting restful sleep. I wake up actually 10 minutes before my alarm goes off. Um, and my husband as well, he's been utilizing this technology for 5 weeks as well with amazing results. He has had two significant debilitating accidents over the last 5 years, and he is moving around so much better. And he can totally tell when he doesn't use it, when he forgets. That's just in a little nutshell our story, but there's just so much to tell of how much our lives have already improved in just a short 4 weeks because today is week five.
So, this is our why on Tuesdays. This is our why. Okay, so, because of the week of Thanksgiving, I thought, why not come on together? Thank you, Veronica. Why not come on together and talk about why we're thankful? Okay, because if you're on here and if you're a guest, just know that we are a family and all of us are walking through different parts of life together. And there are so many people that desperately need hope. So my prayer is that tonight you're going to be filled with hope. Okay. So I quickly want to give some validity to the technology, give some validity to the company, because a lot of the testimonies, a lot of times you're going to go, gosh, this sounds too good to be true. It is not. So I want to give validity. This technology originally, and we'll go into how it works quickly, but this technology originally, it's called photobiomodulation. We'll cover that in a minute. In the early 2000s, David Schmidt, our founder, was contracted by the US military to come up with something that the Navy SEALs could utilize. Okay. So he began to study light frequency and he found a technology that was called the energy enhancers that the Navy SEALs utilized. Okay. And it reflected a frequency of light back into the Navy SEALs. And 9/11 occurred. And so David Schmidt knew that he was onto something brilliant with the technology that he created. And so then he began to start looking at how can I tell people about this technology? Well, Stanford University got wind of those energy enhancers. Their swimmers began to utilize it and then birthed LifeWave. Okay, so LifeWave has been around, our company has been around for well over 20 years. Now, utilizing this technology, you're going to find that everyone is going to have different testimonies tonight. Everyone. I had Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition. And after I utilized this for 47 days, my T3 and my T4 began to fix themselves. They began to level out. I was taking off my medication. Well, I was also able to cancel my arm surgery. And then I was able to do jumping jacks, ladies. Big deal when you've had a lot of kids. And then all of my lady issues began to dramatically lessen. My husband stopped snoring. Then his anemia, his anemia began to fix itself. And so as you utilize this technology and as you hear how this technology works, Just know that this is in the stem cell world and LifeWave broke into the stem cell world, and that's why you're on tonight. Okay, so we actually just won the Biotech Breakthrough Award in Stem Cell Innovation for 2025. So this technology is not on trial. This technology is not on trial. Okay. It works. It absolutely works. And we're going to break into what technology, what stem cells are. So this is not a normal disclaimer. Your body was created in a mighty, mighty way. So your body is going to put together a to-do list and your body is going to go to work. Okay, so why the stem cell activation technology? Before we jump into the testimonies, I want you to understand why you were probably, if you're a guest, sent this or introduced to this. Okay, by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells actually go dormant, they go to sleep. Okay, and by the time we're 60, 90% of them are asleep. Okay. And it is our stem cells make up our entire body. They are the master building block of the entire body. It is their job to naturally repair, naturally renew, and travel through the body as heat-seeking missiles and look at whatever is broken. That's a stem cell's job. So if they're dormant or asleep, they can't do their job, right? And so by the time we're 60, you're really looking at a breakdown, a breaking down in the body. Okay, so now stem cells are undifferentiated cells. That's why people will go and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to actually have them injected. Okay, because they're undifferentiated. They have the ability to turn into whatever cell is necessary for the body where they're injected to fix. Okay, so if you have a knee issue and you have stem cells injected, right? Then those stem cells can turn into whatever is necessary for your knee to fix. Well, what if you are activating your own stem cells? What if you activate your own stem cells, right? What if you were to go into your kitchen and burn your hand on your stove? If you have awake and alert stem cells, your stem cells have the ability to travel and triage and turn into whatever is necessary for your hand to fix. That's the power of what we have our hands on. Okay. So it's anti-inflammation, regeneration, it's my antimicrobial. So the viruses, the fungi, all of those pieces, they begin to fix, your body begins to activate and start taking care of all those issues. And then you begin to see a major energizing. Okay. So back to David Schmidt, because again, I can see all these hands raised. The testimonies that you're about to hear are going to blow your mind. So I really want to bring validity to David Schmidt, our founder. Like I said, he was contracted by the US military over 20 years ago to come up with something for the Navy SEALs. It could not be a pill or a medication. So he began to look at the chemical reactions that the body has in response to light frequency. And he wasn't the first scientist to do this. Okay, there are other scientists, including Edwin, Dr. Edwin, that he looked at the principles that he created, principles of light and color. What he found was that the body actually has different chemical reactions to different colors of light frequency. So the deeper that he went, obviously we have biophotons in our body, which is actually light. Okay, when we're conceived, light happens. Okay, he found that there are actual chemical reactions inside the body that the DNA of our body begins to respond to. Okay. And he found that since we have light frequency inside our body, that our body actually emits light off of it. So there's nothing weird about that. Okay. We are creatures of light. Okay. So using a thermal imaging, right, or a heat gun, right, what can we find? Different colors of frequencies, right? Well, he found a specific red light that we emitted off of our body. The Navy SEALs had a red light emitted. Well, he found a way to reflect that frequency of light back into the body, and the body naturally produced adrenaline. And remember, I told you Stanford University got wind of this technology. They began to put it on their swimmers. Michael Phelps began to utilize this technology, David Beckham, and hence the first ever photobiomodulation technology by LifeWave was created. David Schmidt was absolutely brilliant because he knew that through photobiomodulation, which is a reflection of light, a shining on light on a shining of light on tissue, testimonies would happen. So he was like, okay, energy was increased. What else can our body, what else can our body do in reflection of frequencies? So he used an FTIR, and this machine, he found all kinds of different colors of frequencies. And he found, after 10 years of research, $4.5 million, this is why you're going to hear the testimonies that you're about to hear. The X39. This guy right here reflects the frequency of light back into the body. And the body elevates naturally a GHKCU copper peptide. And in response to that GHKCU copper peptide that's known as the holy grail of healing, the body begins to do incredible miracles. Absolutely incredibly brilliant. So, from long COVID issues, all the way to brain and nerve issues, all the way to activating stem cells. This copper peptide was found in 1973, and they were trying to synthetically put it into the body because it's so powerful. But what ends up happening? The body gets rid of it eventually, right? Well, the body naturally elevates it. So nothing is going inside the body. This is literally a mirror made of amino salts, sugars, crystals grinded down into a mirror image or reflector. And then the body, in response, wakes up the stem cells. So it's like a dimmer switch that's going on inside the body. So as you hear all these testimonies, you need to picture that the body, the longer that you're utilizing this technology, the more miracles start happening. Okay. So within the first few days, 4,000 genes reset. So that's what happened for our Veronica right now, right? Is within the first few days, even she started seeing crazy things happen in her body because her body was waking up those stem cells. Okay. And those genes were resetting. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. So PTSD, anxiety, depression, memory loss. Okay. All of these pieces begin to come together, right? Special needs children, you really start seeing a change in them. And then within 3 months, the collagen is increased. Well, your body, the matrix of your body is collagen. So, yes, ladies, hair, skin, nails, yes, all of that begins to happen, but the collagen is the matrix. So the ability for our sports enthusiasts, our players begin to start seeing a major change in their athleticism, okay, and their ability to heal. And then within 6 months, the cardiovascular age of the heart actually reverses. So this is not anti-aging. This is literally age reversal at the mitochondrial level, at the telomere level. Clinical studies after 3 years of research have proven that you utilize this technology longer than 6 months. The average age reversal is 8.5 years. So it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. When you go out in the sun, the body produces vitamin D. Well, when you place this in on your body, the body produces GHKCU peptides, and then those stem cells wake up. So it doesn't get in the way of any medications. Nothing happens. Your body begins to fix itself. This technology is so incredibly sophisticated, but so incredibly simple to explain. When you place this technology on your body, miracles start happening. It's just absolutely incredibly brilliant. So, what I would like to do is I would love to actually ask Dr. Malave to actually jump on and share what she is thankful for. And what we're going to do on this Thankful Tuesday is we're going to share, hey, I've been utilizing this technology for this long because remember, I want you all to see as time progresses, I've been utilizing this technology and I'm so thankful because this is what has happened. And we'll see how many of these we can get on tonight so that we can bless so many. So Dr. Malave, welcome.
Thank you. So I am eternally grateful for getting access to this technology because since August 17th, when I patched and started to see if there was truth to this technology so that I could use it in my practice, within a couple days, my Achilles insertion pain went away. My ridiculous cold intolerance due to menopause went away. Then within a week later, allergies. I suffered from severe allergies since 16, and to this day, I have zero allergy meds. I can go outside and breathe normal and not have to take any of the meds. And I'm talking about antihistamines, inhalers, steroids, the whole nine. None since August 29th. Then within 6 weeks, that clarity, I have suffered from menopausal fog and COVID fog for years since my late 40s. I'm 58 now and gone. I have such clarity of mind. It's ridiculous. So I am eternally grateful for this patch. It has saved and changed my life completely.
I love it. Oh, it's just so wonderful. Well, thank you, Dr. Malave. And I know that you're just impacting so many patients' lives with this technology. So we love it. Well, next, I'm going to ask Miss Brooke to jump on. Brooke, if you could share, we've got a lot of um, medical folks on tonight. So, Brooke, if you could share what you do for a living, and then quickly share why you're grateful for this technology.
Yeah, Brittany, yeah, for sure. I'm Brooke Reich. I'm an integrative health practitioner. I practice on the functional medicine side. I actually focus a lot on detox, especially parasite detox. And so we talk a lot about that and what I do. And this technology for myself has done so much. I've been on it since last spring. Yeah, last spring, I think about it. And I've gone through some amazing changes in the first 48 hours of being on this technology. The person who gave it to me didn't know I had a knee issue. I wasn't able to go into a deep lunge. Box jumps were becoming a difficult thing for me. And right off the bat, that changed and it really got my attention. And then the longer I was on it, simple things started happening, like my menstrual cycle became extremely easy to handle. I didn't even know it was coming most of the time, which is a godsend for us females who get moody or bloated or all the things that come with that, right? So that has completely regulated itself in the best way. So a lot of women see that. I also have noticed my skin is just awesome. It's doing so well. I just don't feel like I'm going to have to do any extra things as I age besides put on some oil and just have my patches on, right? I've also seen my ankles used to pop all the time walking down the hallway. What a crazy, weird thing to have to, to wonder about, but it has stopped completely. And I've even had scars this size on my leg completely go away and disappear that I've had since high school. So things like that. Skin is just is huge with this technology. But what's really interesting and what I really am so thankful for is being able to implement this with my clients because we are in the detox process and we do need to regenerate cells and the tissue that's being damaged by parasitic infection and the metals in the body. We need them chelated. And a lot of times what we see is just a dramatic difference in the first month of just utilizing the technology. Even if they're not willing to go through all my processes, I can just throw a patch on them. If they can't swallow a pill, they can put a patch on and we can step them through the process with that. And they see amazing benefits with just that. So that's in a nutshell. I'm trying to be fast for you.
I love it. I love it. And can I ask you just real quickly and Dr. Malave, I'm going to ask you to come back on as well. In your For your patients, what if you could just give us one what are you most grateful for in all of your patients? Because I know that all of your patients have seen crazy results. What is one that you could highlight to us that you've seen for your patients?
I would say the energy increase after the initial first. Well, some have energy immediately. Some it takes a little bit longer, depends on the person. The sleep improvement is almost immediate because a lot of them are just sleep deprived or they can't regulate sleep, their circadian rhythms off, whatever it may be. And of course, healing begins at night, getting into that deep REM sleep, getting into the dream state. And so that is huge. And then I'm seeing a lot with regularity, bowel regularity. So that's a huge one actually for me.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Brooke. Real quickly, Dr. Malave, will you just share quickly what are one of your favorite testimonies that you've seen in your patients, or even for your mom, or anybody that's in that you've had to impact with?
I think the two that stand out is definitely my mom, because when I patched myself, I also patched my 80-year-old mom. And in the course of the week that I had her here, I noticed that she had suffered from a stroke several years ago. And in order for her to get off a chair, we would have to like stabilize her and pull her up. And within that week of patching, I noticed that she could use her cane and had a little bit more strength to get up without necessarily having the assistance. So that was powerful for me to see that my mom got that benefit and she wears it faithfully every day. Um, I have a patient of mine previously who had severe migraines and ended up having 4-day history of migraines, couldn't break it. I went over, used the ice wave on her, and her migraine at that time, 4 days later, after medicating with all different kinds of medications, was a 5. I used the ice wave, it got down to 0. And then since then, she's been using the X39, and her migraine frequency has substantially decreased. And it's only been a couple weeks since she's been on it. So those were
I
two
love it.
powerful ones.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because I was like, oh my gosh. All right, Miss Sherry Reed, unmute. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, first of all, thanks, Brittany. I'm very excited for this holiday. I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for John for like bringing me into Lifeway. One thing I want to highlight tonight, I've been on this patch for about a year and a half, but this Thanksgiving, starting I guess Thursday, one of the things that happened for me, and I didn't know until I tested it until late December, is that my celiac gene reset itself into a better, healthier state. So when I was 55, my celiac gene, which we've been tested, we have both genes, reset itself, or it set itself to where I couldn't have any gluten at all. I would become extremely ill, on the floor, hurting, bloated, just in extreme pain. And this Thanksgiving on Thursday, I get to eat whatever I want to because I no longer have that issue with gluten intolerance or celiac. So I'm very excited about that. Other things that have happened. Initially, when I first started, I had some pretty severe leg nerve issue running down my front leg. My nurse at school had told me that I needed to probably go ahead and have surgery. Started the patch within 3 weeks, completely gone. So many things, Brittany. I can't even think of them all, but I'm going to go with Brooke as well. I'm 63, and I think my skin, hair, and nails are like crazy. And then also, I am a teacher and I do a lot of activities with my students, like canoeing and hiking. And honestly, like I am out hiking and out canoeing some of them, and they're whining, and I'm like having a great time.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Sherry. Happy Thanksgiving.
You
Happy
too.
Thanksgiving. All right, Dr. Jones. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm I'm Dr. William Jones. I'm an internal medicine specialist, which is simply adult medicine. I am very grateful this year. This has been a great year for me. Someone was kind enough to share the X39 with me back in June. It's about 5 months ago. What that person didn't know that when she was sharing that with me, I had had a stroke approximately a year prior. I was sent home with a cane, doing physical therapy, occupational therapy, had to be driven everywhere, had to be driven to work once a week to see my patients, doing physical therapy, working hard, didn't want to give up. And then I found out about the X39 patch. I put it on. 60 days later, 60 days later, I was out in the back of the house, clearing the entire pool deck area, moving furniture because I had the guys clean it and pave it. That means everything had to be off the deck. I'm lifting heavy chairs and tables by myself, and lifting a giant fire pit. I'm in the garage later on, clearing out a three-car garage. I'm a workaholic. I like to be physical. So I come home with a cane, and now after 60 days on the X39, I'm using work gloves and a hand truck and dollies moving furniture around. I'm now driving, seeing patients regularly, and it was all because someone was kind enough to even overcome themselves, not worried about what I'd think. I'm a very open-minded person, but this person and I were in a network marketing company prior with was always health-related products over the years. That person was kind enough to take the time to show me this product, and I'm eternally grateful. More ways than you can imagine. Grateful for David Schmidt. I'm also in an excellent company. Anyone who's even considering this company joining, I will tell you, I've been in several since 2003. Some were good, some were bad. It was really the products that kept me going, that kept me into this field of health, natural health, as a doctor. But now I'm in the Harvard University of Network Marketing with LifeWave. I will
Impacting
tell you
lives.
folks, Brittany, her husband Rick, I waited 23 years for leaders like these two and others. Danny, you'll meet the merits. Some excellent, true servant leaders in this company. And I never thought I'd do network marketing again. I figured, no, I'll just use the patch. I'll introduce my patients to it. I'm not doing network marketing. I've been burned too many times with different companies. I just like the products. Well, after 4 minutes on the phone with Brittany, finally, after waiting a few months, it's all it took. Her energy was incredible. I could just feel it flowing out so naturally from her. I said to myself, this is something else. I mean, it's working for me, but this company is special. This
Well,
product is special. So
we
I
love
could, like all of you, I could go on and on, but I won't.
well,
But
we love it.
I am so grateful for LifeWave and for all of you.
Well, we're so grateful for you, and we're so grateful for the miracles that are going to happen in all of your patients, Dr. Jones, because I know that you're lighting up the world with this, and there are going to be so many that just have so many testimonies. So, so grateful that you shared. All right. Well, hello. We're so excited to hear from you. If you could share your name, where you're from, and please share what you've seen.
Sure. My name is Jared Jeffrey. I live in Pleasanton, Texas. I'm a diesel mechanic. I own my own business here. Um, and I guess to start off, yeah, I'm grateful for my family, and especially grateful to my parents, Walter and Casey, for getting me and my family started with the X39. Um, Personally, I guess it's been probably about 2 years ago. I had hurt my lower back when me and Walter were doing some concrete work at the house, and it had bothered me. Some days were worse than others, but I don't experience that at all anymore. The long rides in vehicles and stuff like that. I don't find myself moving back and forth trying to stay comfortable anymore. And another thing that I hadn't thought about in years was I was actually listening to another Zoom call, and there was a lady that had mentioned that she had difficulties driving at night because she couldn't see well and she had floaters in her eyes. And I've had floaters and astigmatism since I was like 11 or 12 years old. And as soon as she said that, I had sat up in bed and looked at the wall and realized that my floaters were almost entirely gone. So my vision is slowly improving. So I'm very grateful for that. My fiance Megan, she also has had some back and hip issues, and she's no longer experiencing any of that. She's able to go to the gym every day without any trouble at all. Um, and our youngest boy, he's in sixth grade, and we started putting these patches on him probably about 3 weeks ago, and he's always struggled a little bit being able to stay focused while he's in school, but he's found that his ability to focus on his work and his teachers has improved dramatically, and his grades have improved with that. So we are extremely grateful for the X39. And once again, I very grateful and appreciative of my parents for introducing us to the product.
Oh, I'm just so glad. I'm so grateful. And it's just so much fun when you get to see your kids and them, that's like for me, it's like when we see our children that that they want to succeed, right? And this gets them to the point where they can. There's nothing better. Well, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, ma'am. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too.
All right, Miss Lori. Hello, Miss Lori.
Hi there.
Hello. Well, share, share, share because this is exciting.
Uh,
I got a phone call today. Y'all are about to hear something powerful.
so I started introducing myself to, well, Brittany and her husband. I was invited to a conference here in Round Rock. I live in Georgetown, Texas. And I really didn't want to use it for myself. I was using for my son-in-law and my mom. My mom is 87 years old and has COPD and is on oxygen concentration and walks around the house with her little tube in. And I have went to a little conference and Michelle was there, part of Megan DiMartino's team, and she just what she was talking about with her aunt, she patched her aunt, and I think she was 89 or something, and the results. And my mom has a little Alzheimer's and a little or dementia. And so I was on a girl on a mission to see what we can do with that. Now, my mom is 87. She's feisty, and her word is no by default. Everything is no. But I'm determined. So what I did was I came up with an idea. I took her shoe because my mom wears shoes about 12 hours a day. I took her shoe and I put the patch underneath, if you can see this, and I stuck it under her shoe. So she would wear her shoe 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And I would just play. I would only introduce two shoes. I would push them a little closer to where she usually puts them on. And so it was it was a guessing game is what it was. She's been on it a week now. And my mom, for the first time, has gone for birthday party yesterday. She left the house. In 3 months. She hasn't left the house. No, she doesn't feel good. She just had no energy. And so she's got energy, she's got clarity, she's cracking a little joke now and then. She has not been wearing her oxygen. We are just, my daughter even said yesterday at the table, she sat across and she said, well, she's got a testimony, and she does. And so and this is week one. So we're going for Christmas to Frisco to my brother's, and my family's going to be there, and they don't know about this. And so I can't wait to see. She's engaging. She's a whole new person in 1 week. So thank goodness for the shoes. So that's my story right now. It's a wonderful.
I just love it. I'm just so excited for you, Lori. I remember meeting you and saying it will happen.
Yep.
It
Yep.
will happen.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I love it.
Well, thank you for everyone. Really, the leaders are incredible. I appreciate it.
It's just so exciting. This is just the beginning.
That's just beginning.
The beginning.
Exactly. So I'll check in with you again.
So I do quickly want to address this piece because I think it's important, right? And then Mr. Dilworth, you're next. And this technology, remember, your stem cells wake up, so they're heat-seeking missiles. So it really doesn't matter where you place this patch. As those stem cells wake up, they're looking for whatever's it needs to happen. And then also it does work with acupressure points. So if there's a kidney issue, there's actually, and you can look on YouTube, that's my Google, and you can actually look for acupressure points. So if there's a kidney issue, look for the acupressure point. If there's brain damage, look for the different places that will travel to the brain. And obviously we know that feet are actually a very open point to the body. And so that was just brilliant. So you're brilliant. So
Well, I thank you all. Really, it takes a village on this one. Really
well,
does.
it's very exciting, Lori. I'm so
Thank
excited to work with you. It's exciting. All right, Mr. Dilworth, we're so excited to hear from you, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Miss Brittany. So I'd like to say thank you, of course, to you, Miss Brittany, and I'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Greg Brown for introducing this technology to myself and my family. To be honest with you, I didn't know nothing about this patch. Greg Brown had came to me saying that this patch had helped his mom, And my mom been struggling with dialysis for over 20 years. And I like, I got to do something to help my mom. So we got the patch on her, started doing the patch, and Miss Breen, I'm telling you, it worked wonders. Like I almost get emotional, like trying to like share this stuff because I never seen her healthy again like this in a long time. And she's starting to walk again. She had a cane and she can walk around, play with my kids and stuff like that. And so I was like, man, this is a miracle. So I started, sharing it with everybody else. Like my dad, he's, had a triple bypass and now he's walking around, can play, with his grandkids and stuff like that. And my wife, she's been patching and she can sleep now. She has a lot of anxiety and it's been helping with anxiety. Like it's been helping so much. And then I was stubborn. I was the one that, I'm like, man, I'm a healthy guy. I like to work out. I like to do all these things. I don't need the patch. Like I'll give it to everybody else. I was like, you know what? Let me try. It's been working for everybody else. I started using it and man, I got more energy now. I feel like you said, I have asthma, I have allergies like a lot of people, and I start placing it on places that can help with your allergies. I place it right, like you said, acupuncture. I got one right here for my asthma, and it's been helping with my asthma. It's been a miracle, and I just want to say thank y'all for just introducing this and like sharing with everybody because it's really a game changer, and I hope people are really like taking this serious because it will definitely help you and your loved ones. So
Where have you been hiding, sir?
yes,
You guys
ma'am.
see
Yes,
my big
ma'am.
smile. That's just so awesome. I'm so happy because I remember talking to you about your mama and I said, just put the patch on. Just put the patch on.
Yeah.
Be consistent. Put the patch on. So, and this is still just the beginning. It's just
Yes,
the
ma'am.
beginning. So I can't wait for more and more miracles.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, here's our buddy
Yeah.
Kurt.
Hey, these stickers sound crazy, Brittany. We've got some wild stories from our house. We've been wearing them for I think 8 months now. We my 7-year old at the time had an astigmatism in his eye, and couldn't like literally couldn't read without glasses. In 4 weeks, his vision was completely restored. We went back to the eye doctor, and she said, "Oh my gosh, it's a miracle!" And we knew what it was. Um, since then, one of the crazier things is I've gotten off of testosterone therapy, which I've been on for over 3 years, and that doesn't happen if you're a guy. You know that's the rule. Like once you get on, you don't come off. So that's been amazing. I've been off for I don't know 4 months now or so. And then most recently, it's walking around here somewhere. We've got a stray cat that we had kind of been feeding. Got hit by a car. Took him to the vet. X-rays are unreal. His pelvis was broken in 5 different spots. His both of his femurs were broken. They told me it was going to be 10 grand to fix him, and I asked him if I had mentioned that he was a stray. And anyways, I couldn't do the surgery. We brought him home. We patched him, and that cat is running around our house now. He's our new cat, but he lives with us, and he's like he's like one step away. He still kind of curls his toes on that one leg, but it's unbelievable. They've been amazing to us, and we're so grateful and thankful for them.
I love it. And I'm all about patching those animals. So
Absolutely.
yay, yay, yay. All right. All right, Miss Laura. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to share. My name is Laura Kelly. I have been patching for about 18 months now. And I one thing I'm truly grateful for is Ice Wave. I have seen people cry because of the effect that it has had on taking away pain that they have had for years and years and years. And that just to be a part of that is truly a blessing. And then personally, one thing I realized that it did for me last year and this year, but I didn't realize it was I just had my second October ragweed season without allergies. And that doesn't seem like much if you don't have allergies, but I mean, they are debilitating. I always used to tell people I'm allergic to the month of October. And I just thought maybe there wasn't ragweed anymore. But I've heard several people talking about how bad their allergies were. And again, two Octobers in a row since patching, I haven't had them. So that's been a huge blessing.
I love it. I love it, Miss Laura. Well, yeah, and that ice wave. So I think that it's important, Laura, because I know that you're more on the health side. Can you quickly explain how the ice wave works? Because I feel like it's important that everyone hears about this because the X39 is the mama bear, but the
Mhm.
ice wave you can utilize. And can you just share with them how the ice wave works?
Yeah, so the way I explain it to people is that a lot of our pain comes from energy, like electrons flowing through inflamed areas. And so they can't really pass, and it's painful for us. So the ice wave kind of works like a battery in that it's just pulling that energy a different path, and it's not going through that inflamed area. So that's why sometimes people, after just using ice wave for a little bit, the pain doesn't come back because it gives that inflammation a little bit of a chance to heal. But really, all it's doing is pulling that energy a different path, while the X39 heals it.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's just the perfect way to explain it. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've seen some crazy things. We actually just patched an NFL player here for the Houston Texans. And I can't say who it was, but it was pretty cool because he was running up and down the field and I was like, haha, but I was like, use the X39, but utilizing that ice wave, it was really powerful once you find that spot that the relief in someone's face. So I'm so grateful for that too. So thank you for saying that. All right. All right, Miss Megan, our stem cell expert, is going to be sharing. Hello, Miss Megan.
Hello, my love. Well, I just didn't want to not say thank you for this thankful Tuesday. I was going to say Thursday again. But, my story is long and I'm just going to be very short, sharing about I'm looking at my hair, actually. I was balding and it was, when a woman starts to bald, I mean, it's really hard because it's acceptable with men, but it's not really with women. And it's just an amazing, a medical esthetician. I have been doing regenerative stem cell here at our clinic in Georgetown, Texas for 8 years. I've been here in Georgetown for 20. So the health of the skin and the body is very important. I have been doing photon light therapy facials since the 90s. So I'm very familiar with this technology-ish. But to be introduced to this miraculous supernatural gift is extraordinary. And to share it with our patients, but the Lord spoke to me the end of this time last year that I was doing a disservice and I needed to take it out and share on the highways and byways. And so that is what I started doing in January, February, March of this year. Lori is with me. And so you heard her story about her mama, as well as so many others. But the thing is that um, I will not stop, meaning sharing with others and helping them, like you, Brittany, build their businesses and take this technology which God has given us because everyone needs this. Everyone has dormant stem cells and everyone has something going on in their body. But my own personal brother, my 18 months younger brother, was heading to a hip replacement. I sent him patches. I sent him ice wave. His foot was at a 45-degree angle. Could you imagine walking with your foot at a 45-degree angle and the pain? And slowly over the months into the spring, early summer, his foot started going into a 10-degree. And the orthopedic surgeon and he determined they would delay it. They would not do it. And he had a myriad of other things. But the other day, he took an Eon and put it on a mole that had been on his forehead for years, and it came off on the Eon.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Wow.
so it's just a gift, and it's the most challenging thing is to take this information, but as we say, wear it and share it, because again, like Lori's going to just explode here because of this testimony. She has others, by the way, with her own self and others that she has patched, but this is her mama, and that disease of dementia, which I've gone through with family members, my own husband, it only gets worse. And so, with that said, she is changing that person's life. Happens to be your mom, but changing her life. So anyway, guys, and Dr. Bill, it was a pleasure meeting you in California at the conference. And that's the other thing,
Oh,
guys.
yes, I remember.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you, Brittany, for everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, that is just the beauty of what we have our hands on. It's just so neat. And I love, it works on everybody on everything every single time. Every single time. And like Megan and so many said, it's just such a blessing to see other people just see miracles in their own life. And I love Kirk talking about his cat because this GHKCU, that peptide elevated, can help with the dogs with issues. We had a dog with hip dysplasia. So just know it works on everybody, on everything, every single time. And we've already talked about how you wear the patch. Find the acupoint, but to prove that it worked, they picked two places because, of course, you have to have a control. So the back of the neck and then underneath the belly button were the two places that they selected to prove that it worked, which obviously it did. But you can wear it anywhere. Okay, wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Take it off. You can put it on your dog or your cat, or your chicken, throw it away and put a new patch on the next day. Make sure that you allow your body time to rest 12 hours on, 12 hours off. There is a documentary at the end of this, well, actually at the beginning of this next year that's coming up that's called Code of Creation, talking about this technology and the brilliant way that this technology came about through all the different light frequencies, etc., and how David Schmidt found this. And if you say, well, I want to find more testimonies about blank, well, you can. This is at info.com/testimonies. This is going to be your best friend. This is how you're going to tell people, that you love. Hey, when you see somebody on Thanksgiving and you say, my gosh, if you only knew, how grateful I am because of this. Or I know that I've got hope for you. You can go to thisisatinfo.com and you can hear tons of testimonies. And there's tons of different doctors' presentations that you can lean into as well. And obviously, you heard all of the doctors and the medical practitioners here tonight. But between that and this, just know that there is hope. There is hope for you. There is hope. This has become my miracle inbox. You are going to have a miracle. You're going to have a testimony. You're going to be so filled with hope once you put this little technology on. 70% of people feel something unbelievable between 5 minutes and 5 days. 97% of people feel something unbelievable within 90 days. What we tell everybody is wear it at least 6 months, if not a year, because remember, you're reaching your body at the mitochondrial level. The changes are going to happen. Now, you can wear it and you can share it. That's fine, but that's not what tonight is about. It's about the X39. And make sure that when you watch this, as you're watching this, that you go back to the person that invited you to this, because I'm telling you, there are scams out there. You cannot find this anywhere else but through a brand partner, because the way that this technology is shipped, it is shipped very specifically from LifeWave in a protection so that those patches are not activated or damaged. So make sure that you get back to the person that actually sent you this. If you are wanting hope, utilize the technology in the proper way. Now, this is how you can jump in. You can get it for $99 a month. If you say, I'm never going to share with anybody, that is totally fine. But what I can promise you is that if you and anybody in your family is going to utilize this, this is what you're going to want to do. You can jump in at the premium, which is what my husband and I did because we have 4 children, one that we definitely need a patch with special needs. And then we have a lot of athletes, and we've seen incredible changes for them. The Advanced Plus, and that gives you 11 sleeves of the X39, so 11 months worth of the X39. So you can loan a sleeve while your friends or your family sleeves come in. The Advanced gives you 6 sleeves of the X39, so again, 6 months worth. So you definitely, if you say, gosh, I'm going to do, I want to patch my family, then get the Advanced and just start tracking everything that happens for your family, you guys, because there's going to be so many testimonies. You heard everybody's body is different, or the cord, just to see if it's right for you. And then you want to stay wearing this technology at least 1 month per decade that you're alive, if not, like I said, at least 6 to 12 months, because really the changes, the deeper changes that you see really will blow your mind. So, I would like to, before we jump off, I would like to call on just a couple more people, and really, let's start and let's end. So start and end with gratitude. I'm going to call on you, George, if you would like to share, and then also Dalton, I think you're on. I would love for you, Dalton, to close us out. So George, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey guys, hey, thankful for we get to spend a lot of time with our grandbaby. He's actually living here with us right now, and it's been a fun experience. But testimony wise, we have a dog that we took in as a stray that showed up about the same time he was born. And the last 2 months, she's been piddling on the floor. And I'm not a fan of having pets that make messes, but we started patching her, found out she had a pelvic floor issue from having puppies. And in the last 2 weeks, she has quit doing that. We found a pellet in her knee on her leg where shot probably before she showed up at our place, some kind of a knee injury, obviously shot and blast or something. And she is now jumping up in and out of the car, which we were having to lift her up. And if you have about a 70-pound dog, that's a lot of lifting. Me personally, we started patching in the second or third week of January, and I've had knees that were repaired in 2011, got hit head on at 50 mile an hour in a pickup, by another pickup, put my knees in the dash, and in 2015 that took place. And I do a lot of construction mechanic work, and it's hard and down. In the first week of February, after spending 2 days on the hard ground in the cold, I was able to get up and down without any problem. I was able to go to bed at night without throbbing knees. And I said something to my wife about my knees not hurting. She said, "Well, I noticed that you're not limping." And I've continued at that pace since. And I've also had about 80% of my sciatic issue from 3 herniated discs in my back go away. So a lot there going on, and very thankful for it.
I love it. Oh, George, thank you guys for sharing that, because I love hearing all the changes, and the animals. It's like, yes, just so incredible. Thank you for sharing. Happy Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving. And let me see if he's still on. Did he jump off? Oh, he did. He was on for a minute. But what I would say is, oh, there you are, Dalton, you're there. Dalton, can you unmute yourself? I think you've unmuted yourself. Dalton, could you share quickly? There you are. I wanted to celebrate with you guys, and us close out with this sweet man and Dalton and his family. It says Dalton, but it's Dalton. And I wanted to just hear from you as we close out on this Tuesday.
Thank you so much. It's just been such a blessing to hear all the different testimonies, and God be praised for what he's doing in each of our lives and the lives of our friends who are also patching. Well, in our case, we've been on this whole 42 days, and I'm telling you, we've seen from death to life. My dear wife is in hospice care, and on the October 13th and 14th, there was nothing there except I saw her breathing, but there was nothing else. And we put the patch on October 15th, her and myself, because I also have some issues. And I was at 8 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, I was feeding her, and her eyes popped open. And her eyes popped open, and she smiled at me. And she was verbalizing. I didn't understand it all, but she verbalizing. That was something that it's all by itself. And so since then, we've seen miracle after miracle after miracle in her life and mine. The other day we went out, put her in a wheelchair, went out to the neighbors. I pushed her to the neighbors. We saw 5 of our neighbors, and thanked them for being our neighbors, because they're so dear to us, and just to share also how God's been blessing us. And this evening. We were sitting out on the porch, and I had balance issues. I was using a walker and all that stuff. And now with a cane, tonight I'm not using anything. I was out there sweeping the porch off, and my wife was supervising. So, so we have seen so much. And so, how am I thankful? First of all, I'm thankful for the Lord Jesus, for his love for me and us and all people in the world. Because everyone's loved. That's why he died. He died that all might live and live life abundantly. He forgives our sins. We're sinful people, you know. If you don't know that, I mean, just ask my wife. She knows I am. And we need forgiveness daily. And we have it. We have it because of Jesus. And it frees us up. And the second thing I'm so thankful for is that it seems odd to say this, but it's because my wife was so ill that Jonah was so kind to share this patch idea. And we said after she explained a little bit to us, said, I want to try that on my dear wife. And the miracles have been happening since. So I'm thankful for Jana, who introduced us to it. I'm thankful for Brooke, who's so dear and so knowledgeable. And we can go to her at any time to help us along the way because there's a lot of learning that takes place. And I'm thankful for David Schmidt. I mean, think about it, that God would gift him to have this ability to be so helpful to the world. Now that is incredible. So be sure and praise God for David Schmidt and pray for him as he continues this journey because he's God has equipped him in unique ways to bless the world. And we are all beneficiaries of that God's grace. I say God's grace. It's not something we deserve, but we have it because of his grace. And to have this in our hands that we can share with others, just like we share the gospel, which is that's what Christians are to do. And now we have something else to share, and that's for our bodies. And our bodies, according to the Bible, in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 to 20, it says that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. And that's powerful. Think about our bodies. So we want to keep our bodies as a temple. We want to keep it in tip-top shape. And now we can, by God's grace and these patches. So friends, I know that you don't want to need a 15 or 20 or 30-minute sermon. So just know that this is so great, and we need to thank the Lord daily for his grace and mercy and the people, all the people in this organization. I mean, I'm just so impressed with those who are teaching us along the way how to what to do. And I never thought about the business side of it at all until when here we are helping people, and look what the organization is doing. It's helping us. So, I mean, what else could be better than all we're given? We're given the patches. We're given healing. We're given finances so we can help others. I mean, I'm going to use the money I get for missions. I do missions all over the world, and I've been all over the world. And I want people in Bible translations, Wycliffe Bible translators, Lutheran Bible translators. I mean, I got the deaf, I got the blind. All these people have needs, and I can use that money to bless them. And that's what we're here for, is to bless others. And now we have the opportunity, all of us that are on this organization have the opportunity to bless others. So thank you so much for allowing us to share just a little bit. And keep praying for my wife. Many prayers have been answered for us beyond what we could ever dreamed. And we know God has great things ahead and, until he takes us home to heaven. So we're looking forward to that too when that day comes. Thank you.
Well, really, I mean, guys, could you all imagine ending on a better note than that? Could you imagine? Delton, you and your wife are such a joy and a blessing. And I just love every single one of you. For those of you that were sent this video, the recording, if you're looking for it, it will be at Top Tier LifeWave on the YouTube channel under Testimony Tuesday. Be grateful for all that you have. Be grateful for what has been placed in your hands with this technology, and be grateful that we were picked for such a time as this to impact lives in such an incredible way. God bless every single one of you, and have a blessed night and a great Thanksgiving.